If you're thinking about buying your first online business, you're about to make at least one of the 6 mistakes I'm about to show you. And honestly, most people make 3 or 4 of them. I've watched buyers, smart people drop 100, 200k on business and completely lose it after 6 months. And not because the business was bad, but because they screwed it up. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 6 mistakes first buyers make. And the last one, that's the one that will save you hours of wasted time and potentially 100 to 200k. Mistake number 1, you move too slow. And I get it, you want to be careful. You want to think about it, but here's what you don't realize. Speed wins in acquisitions. When a seller lists their business, they want out fast. Life happened, they want cash, they don't want to do this anymore, whatever. The point is, if you're the buyer who can close in a week or 2 and not 2 months, you're getting a better price and a better deal. I've seen sellers drop their price by 20, 30, 40, 50k and even by half just to make a deal faster. Because for them, certainty is worth way more. And here's the other thing, you're not the only person who's looking at the deal. Even if it's been listed for months, you have no idea how close someone else into closing this deal. They could be in escrow right now. If you hesitate for a week, the deal is gone, someone else bought it. So if you find a solid deal and the numbers check out, you should move fast. At least get your deposit in. Lock it up. Don't let someone else steal it while you're considering your options. Mistake number 2, you only want to buy something you understand or that you're passionate about. And look, I get the appeal. I love fitness, so I will only buy a supplement store or something relatable. That's great, right? Wrong. Because here's what happens. You close 90% of deals because they are in niches you don't care about. One store sells home goods, another one sells pet accessories, another is in beauty, and you're like, I don't know anything about candles. So you pass. Meanwhile, all those stores, they run the exact same business model. Shopify, Facebook or Google ads, email lists, suppliers, it's the same game, just different products. When you're buying your first online business, passion doesn't matter. Here's what you should ask yourself. How can I sustain it the way it's running now? Can I grow it? How risky is it actually? How fast does it pay itself back? And can I sell it later for more? That's it. That's the first checklist you should cross out. If the answer to those is yes, who cares if you're passionate about dog collars or candles? You're building wealth, not a hobby. Mistake number 3, you only want a business with a long history. 2 years minimum, I need to see consistency. And yeah, I understand that comfort, but let me tell you why that's costing you money. A business that's 6 months old and a business that's 2 years old, the risk of it dying is basically the same. Why? Because in e-commerce, things change fast. And that account gets banned, a supplier flakes, policies change, and age doesn't protect you from that. But here's the key difference. That 6 month old business, you're getting that for under 1x of annual net profit. Maybe 30k for a store that's netting 50, 60k per year. And that 2-year-old business, you're maybe paying 2x of their annual net profit. So 120, 150k for the same exact cash flow. And here's the play. When that young business crosses the 12 months mark, that's when the multiples change. You bought it at 0.5x and now it's worth 1 to 1.5, maybe even 2 if you implemented subscriptions, for example. So you just made 50, 60k just in equity by waiting 6 more months. And of course more money by running the business. For me, that's 4 to 6 months of proof of concept. Real sales, real profit, real results, that's enough. I will take the risk because it's not actual risk. That's an opportunity disguised as risk. Mistake number 4, not doing due diligence properly. And this one, that's where most people get scammed. Fake numbers, inflated traffic, it happens all the time. So here's your non-negotiable checklist. First, you want to verify the payouts actually went to the seller's bank account. You can view it on Shopify payments and ask the seller for bank statements. You want to make sure the seller actually paid them, whether it's by credit card or bank wire, PayPal, you want to verify that. Same with Meta ads or Google ads, you can see all the invoices there and cross-verify it with your P&L. Then you want to go onto their Shopify and look at the orders, see the customers actually received the packages. And if there are a bunch of complaints on Shopify like chargebacks, that's a red flag. If the chargeback rate is above 1%, that's a huge risk you're taking upon yourself. Because Shopify payments can shut down that account. And if there are subscriptions, you can lose everything overnight. If there are no subscriptions, you can simply use to another payment processor, but that's a headache. You also want to check the ad account health. Did they have any ad account bans, any ad rejections? Another thing a lot of people forget about is to check their email support. Are there people threatening to sue them? Are customers happy? What sort of complaints are they getting? Even if it's not a deal breaker, that's still leverage. You can come back to the seller, be reasonable and say, I'm seeing XYZ problems, I'll still buy it, but at X price instead of Y price. And none of this is optional. If you skip due diligence, you're basically asking to get screwed. Mistake number 5, You buy the business and you try to change everything on day one. And look, I get it, you bought it, you're excited, you think you know better, but this is exactly how you kill a profitable business in 30 days. Here's a real example. We had a buyer purchase a store from us that was making 6 to 8K per month in net profit. The seller was driving all the traffic organically by posting videos on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. That's how we got sales. No paid ads, just organic content. And the buyer thought, I'm gonna scale this with paid ads, which is completely fine, and that's what I would do if I was him. And the problem, the seller offered to stay on for a percentage of the organic sales to keep posting videos on social media. And we told him, dude, you should take this deal. You should let the seller keep organic content while you test paid ads. And he didn't listen. He hired some random agency to run paid ads for him. They burned thousands of dollars with no return. And he didn't have the seller posting videos anymore. So the organic traffic dried up too. Within 90 days, the store went from making 8K per month to losing money. All because he tried to be a hero on day one. Here's the rule. For the first 30 to 90 days, your job is to sustain the business as it was running before. Don't change the ads, don't change the supplier, don't rebrand, just keep the machine going. And then once it's stable, you optimize and grow it. And mistake number 6, this one costs people the most amount of money and time, and it's trying to figure it out all on your own. Look, I respect the DIY mentality. I do. But here's the reality. If this is your first acquisition, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know which deals are solid and which ones are traps. You don't know how to structure an offer. You don't know what to look for in due diligence. You don't know how to negotiate. You don't know how to transition the business post-closing. So what happens? You spend 6 months researching. You look at 20, 50 deals. You pass on most of them because you're scared. You finally pull the trigger on one and it's mediocre. Or worse, it's a complete scam. And even if you do find a good deal, you overpay because you think you know how to negotiate those deals. Or you miss a red flag in due diligence, or you screw up the transition and kill the business within 2 months. This is why people work with us. We see 50 plus deals every single month. We know what's real and what's garbage. We verify the numbers so you don't buy a scam. We structure the offer so you get the best terms. And we hold your hand through escrow and transition so nothing breaks. So those are the 6 mistakes. And if you were thinking about buying your first business, I promise you, you're gonna make at least one of these. Or maybe all 6. But you don't have to. If you want access to our deal flow and you want us to walk you through your first acquisition, there is a link in the description. Fill out the form and we'll see if we're a good fit. If you're just here learning, subscribe and I'll see you on the next video.